Salamun alaikum, and welcome to another episode of Being Quranist on Quranist Network Television, QNet TV. Today's episode is calling all traditionalists, and obviously in this context it refers to our traditionalist brothers and sisters who are Sunnis or Shia or Sufis or Salafis, the four S's as it were, yeah? And for those of you who belong to those groups, relax. This is not a propagation call. We're not saying to you, become Quranist as if you were joining some kind of a sect and be saved. No, we don't have that kind of attitude. There are people who call themselves Quran alone and call you guys sects, but we are not of that variety. We don't do that. And the reason for that is that Quranist Islam is not a sect. It is rather a space. So this is not just a play on words. There's actually something really substantial here. Why is Quranist Islam not a sect but an anti-sect? Let me just tell you why. Because in Quranist Islam there are no tafsir hierarchies. What does that mean exactly? Well, if you participate in a Quranic discussion, in our Quranist discussions in whether in cyberspace or live, we will not say to you, if you differ with us, we will not say to you, well, you don't have the authority to say that. We will never say that to you because we don't have a hierarchy. In fact, between members of the Quranist Network, we disagree with each other regularly. We have no problem with that. We're not a sect because there is no takfir. What is takfir? Takfir is a major thing in Islamic discourse. It's basically to call someone kafir, a disbeliever. We do not have that. It is against our policies to call anyone kafir. We don't do takfir. Come in, say what you like, believe what you like. That's not up to us. That's up to you. It's your personal choice, your prerogative. So you can participate freely in the space of Quranist Islam. It is not a sect, it is an anti-sect. So here the traditionalists may ask, what's wrong with the traditionalist space? Why can't we do this in the traditionalist space? Well, let me tell you why. You see, at one time in history, and I was told this by a professor of Islamic law, mind you, he told the class at the time that at one point Islam had over 500 different madhabs. Madhabs are like schools of law. So each of them had different approaches to Islam. Yet, over time, orthodoxification, officialization took place. And now the Sunnis have like 4 madhabs. The Shia have a few different choices on how many imams there are. The Sufis have their turuq, their spiritual lineages. So it's become very whittled down, very narrow. And there are hierarchies of tafsir. In other words, you cannot go into a traditionalist space and just free think. You can't freestyle it, as it were. There are certain rhythms which you need to follow. And what if your gut instinct tells you, oh, wait a minute, I think the Quran is saying something else here. If you do have that feeling, it will have to be repressed or suppressed. And we don't want that. We don't want that. So that is the problem with the traditionalist space. So here we are offering you the Quranist space. What is the Quranist space? Now if you look at the word Quranist, he promotes Quran. He does not promote his view. He promotes Quran. So the space is really all about what you can get out of it rather than any particular view. A space is really an allocated area where certain protocols are followed. If you go to a masjid, you can't wear shorts and tight clothes. That's not what the masjid space protocol is all about. If you go to school, you can't bring your huge stereo and start dancing about. That's not what the school protocol is about. The Quranist space has its protocol, and that protocol is simple. Share your views. You will be given time to share your views. Share it write about it, speak about it. We want to hear it. Why? Because nobody has the final answer. We are all note sharers. We share our notes and we proceed along the path ourselves. So it is an intellectual space where you can exchange views, and there are a variety of views. In the Quranist space, there are 23 different approaches at last count. So people are thinking. Let them think. You can think along with them. So how can you benefit from the Quranist space? Basically, the Quran is a tool whereby you can achieve closeness with God in various ways. So what it does is you read the Quran and you see its truth, and this truth emotes you. It helps you bring yourself closer to Allah. Verses regarding this would be like chapter 39 verse 23. Allahu nazzala ahsan al-hadith kitaban mutashabihan mathani. Have a read of that. Have a read of that, and you can see how when the Quran reveals itself to you, you will achieve that closeness. And that's what we're all about. We are here to facilitate that experience. So when you come and join us, and you don't have to be a Quranist to do this, you can come and sit down and say, I'm from the Traditionalist school, and I have some views which I might want to share with you. I have met many traditionalists who are still believing in Hadith and Sunnah. They have no problem at all with that, and they have lots of great ideas which they want to experiment. They want to talk to us. They want to talk to the Quranists and share with us. They want to ask, what do you think? And this is what we should do, regardless of what type of Islam we are. We should do this. After all, Allah gives us the diversity. In part, Allah says, whoever strives in us, man jahada fina, lanahdiyannahum subulana, we will guide him to our paths, in plural. So, for those who say, well, either you become Quran alone or you are a sect, we don't accept this. No way. This is false. This is not in the Quran. For those who say, either become a traditionalist or you're not saved, we also don't accept this. We say each individual must think for himself, and we provide a space wherein the individual can experience the Quran in his own way. That is what we're about. And hopefully you will hear this message and you will get in touch with us. Do join our Facebook groups. If you are in an area where there is a Quranist meeting going on, join it and enjoy its free and open discussion. Give what you can from your own ideas. We need to think about the Quran, because the Quran's depth is unfathomable. It really is. You can study it for 20 years and it'll still talk to you. So with that, I end this video, and I hope my traditionalist brothers and sisters please come and join us. This is not a takfiri area. We're here to learn together. Thank you very much. Bye.